Hello everyone and welcome to Cover 2 TV. I'm Steve Hall, joined this week by a very, very happy Tom Jennings. No Chris, he's been too busy hanging out with the true Geordie. I'm sure he had a wonderful time doing the kick-off show there. It was the kick-off show, wasn't it?
I think it's called the kick-off show.
Yeah, so no Chris today. Chris is travelling back from London as we speak. So it's just me and Jeno, a very happy Patriots fan, to review the Super Bowl. If we look a bit tired, you know why. We were up very late watching the game, back to work this morning. Obviously, as you all know, Patriots 13, LA Rams 3, not the scoreline anyone predicted. I doubt anyone in the world had money on 16 or under points, Geno, but in the end it kind of doesn't matter because it's number 6 for the Patriots. It's absolutely incredible, and all season we've been saying we don't quite think they're at the levels they need to be. They're not quite there, and it turns out they are quite there. They're still the best, and there's a reason why no matter what type of game you want to get into, they will keep it close. You want to get into a shootout, they've kept 2 shootouts close in 2 bowls. You want to get into a defensive struggle, by all means we can do that as well. It was an unbelievable performance again.
Yeah, there's a reason why I'm wearing this today. I haven't worn this on the show ever.
Gronk, is that?
Yeah, it's Gronk. Because mainly because it's battered, and mainly because usually it's too big for me. And like having an American football jersey which is too big for you, which already for my body frame doesn't fit anyway, it tends to just get lashed at girls when they say, can I have something to wear in bed? Like, yeah, there you go. Yeah, but I'll wear it today because we've won a game which we've been saying all year. I mean, you've been asking me, are you worried? And I've been saying yes, because that offense has been a struggle and it
was
all
again.
year, and we saw the same struggles.
Yeah.
We saw that if Josh Gordon was out there, we would have smoked them. We would have absolutely smoked them because we needed the outside wide receiving threat, and we were looking at Chris Hogan. Yeah. And Chris Hogan went 0 for 6. Yeah. And was also the guy was part of the tip for the interception, though that was on Brady, not him. We couldn't find the outside feet, so we just went, well, we're just going to beat you with our defence. Yeah. You can't stop our defence.
And it seemed to me, and again, I thought Wade Phillips was one of the rare times I've ever seen anyone confuse Tom Brady pre-snap. Brady had no idea. He didn't know if it was man or his own. He didn't know what to do. He got confused on the interception early. Like his first pass was an interception. He got confused by the coverage. He never looked comfortable all night. And I think the Rams, again, we obviously the offense, they had horrendous struggles, and we know that. But defensively, the game plan was perfect to how to beat the Patriots. You get pressure on Tom Brady, which they did. You confuse him pre-snap, which they did. You know, they kept him to 13 points, 1 touchdown. The Rams defense did everything they needed to do to win that game. It was just ultimately the defense let them down. Sorry, their offense let them down. The Patriots defense plays well, but going into the game, if I had said to anyone the Patriots are scoring 13 points, you'd have thought they might lose by double digits. But in fact, no, it was more than enough. And we spoke all year about, you know, the death by 1,000 paper cuts. And this time it was a death by 1,000 throws to Julian Edelman. It seemed like the Rams were quite happy to let that happen as long as there was no big play. And that's a sound game plan. But the fact is, the offense just didn't keep up. That's a great game plan. To keep everything in front of you, no big plays for the Patriots, keep them under pressure. But your offense has got to do something. So although it was a great defensive performance, it just wasn't backed up by Goff, McVay and company.
Yeah, you can argue in this game really that the Rams' defense played as well, if not better, than the Patriots' defense.
Yeah, especially first half. Yeah.
But there's a difference is when the Patriots, they kept getting to the Rams 30 by just throwing at Julian Edelman, and they couldn't stop it because he's the one man who can beat man coverage. Yeah. The Patriots wide receivers can't beat. I mean, Phillips didn't even have a target in this game. That's how bad the Patriots wide receivers are, and that's why this Super Bowl, as I put it last night, is 4 and 5 with Brady, 6 is Belichick. Yeah. And that's what the defense. So then the offense just struggled massively for the Rams. They didn't know what to do. Basically, we took away the run game early and said, "Go ahead, Jared Goff, beat us," and he couldn't. No,
absolutely. And they were confusing him. We'll move on to that in a sec. But while we're talking about receivers, then Edelman wins the MVP. I'm just looking. He goes 10 for 141 off 12 targets. He was incredible. He was always open. Again, I think, I'll be honest, part of it I think was by design. I think the Rams were happy. They just didn't want to get beat deep. They weren't letting Hogan. They were trying not to let Gronk, and they'd done a pretty good job on Gronk up until the very end when obviously he sets up the game-winning touchdown run. But for me, it was another case of, you know, ultimately experience shows, you know, playoff bottle shows, playoff that all that kind of stuff. And Brady was just happy when he could. He was happy to go to the well and just keep finding Edelman. The Rams were happy again. They didn't really double him that much. They were on third down. They just kept. They probably should have done a bit more. I just felt like no matter what they did, Edelman's it was his route running. It was unbelievable. They just couldn't. He always had that separation you talk about, and ultimately that's where the game was won, where the Patriots could convert 3rd and 6 and 3rd and 5, and the Rams just had no answer for that. And on their offense, they were in the same boat, 3rd down, and I think Goff went 8 consecutive punts because he just could not convert these 3rd downs at all.
Yeah, I think it's a bigger deal because what ends up happening is, because we could keep going to Edelman, because what they were doing is they were double teaming our running backs. James White barely did anything in this game. I thought James White would have a massive game because in the 2015 AFC Championship game, we put it on him to win us the game and he didn't. He come up short. Luckily enough, next year he won the Super Bowl, blah, 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 blah. The stories are being told. So I thought he'd have a massive game, but no, they doubled him. They said James White's not going to beat us. The running back is not out the backfield on the swing route, is not going to beat us. And also Brady was the pressure was there all game by Donald. I know the stats aren't going to say it, but when you watch it, Donald and Brady's face most of the game.
Sue was there a lot, Brockers and Fowler got there.
And then Fowler, so Brady wasn't willing to let screen passes develop because he just wants it out of his hands.
Yeah.
So I think the Rams were willing to go, well, we'll give it to Edelman and we'll stop running after the catch, and that's when we'll break them, and then they won't be able to do anything when they get into our half and start getting close to scoring. But that was the game plan, and that was working. The problem was, because we were getting those first downs, because we were moving up the field, it meant that the Rams defense were on the field over and over and over again, and we dominated time of possession. And at the end of the game, when it was money time, we went big. We bullied them. We bullied them because they were on the field most of the game.
I was about to say in that. All through even when there was no score, it was tight, and I was thinking the Rams are definitely still in it because you're a turnover away, you're a one big play away, which the Rams are a big play offense. But in your head, you're thinking there's just too many plays. There's just at one point this is going to tell, and when it's all right at the end, where they just couldn't, they couldn't get near a couple of runs. I think Michelle breaks a big one off. Rex Burkhead at the end breaks a big one off. You've got Gronk gets there's one big massive catch that he gets. It was a case of the first half setting that up, in that just milk them out, keep them on the field, The Rams knew what was happening because they slowed their offense down. They usually slap the ball on 20 sometimes on this play clock. They weren't even breaking the huddle till 15 because they knew that they wanted to stop the Patriots checking into plays, but also they knew they weren't performing, and they had to give Donald and Sue and Talib and Peters, they had to give them rest. So the fact that the offense was struggling so much, they got themselves out of rhythm. They were trying to rely on Jared Goff to beat them dropping back, which is never going to happen. I'll be honest, I've never seen as bad a quarterback performance, I think. I thought he was horrendous, Goff. I think a lot of that goes on Belichick and obviously on Flores, whose game plan was unbelievable. They disguised different things all the time.
The late blitz by the linebackers that he couldn't cope. He couldn't cope. He kept thinking he had a couple of more seconds and then someone else on the stump would get him. I've been very critical of Kyle Van Noy. Well, not critical, I just thought he was a good role player. He was brilliant in this game. He was much better than what I ever gave him credit. Yeah. And obviously we know what Deontay Hightower is. He's like having a defensive end coming from linebacker. He absolutely smashes into people. So Goff couldn't do what to do because he was thinking he had 5-step, 7-step drops. They weren't there. No. The pressure was there. Then he had to get it out of his hands quicker, and he wasn't seeing the field because he was panicking. And he kept trying to look to Brandon Cooks, who played all right. He kept looking for the deep ball, and there was times when Woods was running across the open. There was times when people go, Tom Brady, look at him, he just checks it to the running backs. There's time when Goff should have just checked it to the running back, and you would have got 10 yards, you'd have got 15 yards. Yeah,
I'm looking at the stat line. He goes 19 for 38, 229, obviously no touchdowns, and one interception, which was obviously right at the end. And again, a poor decision, a poor throw, but again, it's the 19 of 38, isn't it? So half his passes are incomplete, and it was more a case of, I don't think that offense allows you to get to your second, third read. It's designed for him to see his first read and hit it, and when it wasn't there, he was really struggling. There was times when he's running out the pocket, and instead of throwing away, he just takes a stupid sack. He just looked like his brain was absolutely scrambled. And listen, he's 24? He's playing against. Yeah. Excuse me. He's playing against the best coach of all time. He's playing against a really good defense, an elite level defense at this moment in time. Gilmore was shutting down his main weapon, like you said before. It just felt like it was a bit too big for him. It was a bit too much, and it might have been a bit too much for Sean McVay. I thought the whole You could see the anguish on his face at the end when he's deciding, do I accept that penalty, don't I?
Yeah.
I think he was right to, but there's a logic to say, don't accept it and make them kick a longer field goal or whatever. McVay and himself got away from what he is because his quarterback couldn't deliver the game plan. And for me, it was a case of the Patriots are a chameleon. They'll adapt to whatever game you want to play. So if you want to play this game, we'll do. That's fine. We'll do it. And we'll win because we can do it. For me, it looked like the Rams had the Rams way of winning, and when it wasn't there, they had nothing else. They couldn't run the ball, like you said. Gurley wasn't a factor until very late on. They were trying to get Anderson going. Their offensive line, is it Blythe, their guard, might be the worst performance I've ever seen from a guard in Super Bowl history. I just thought that they had no... I thought they'll go into half-time, they'll adjust. And there was very little difference because they just didn't have anything else, because they're a quick strike time and offense. And like you mentioned before, about the blitzes and the disguised coverages, the Patriots said, we'll just throw your timing off and see what you can do. And ultimately, Goff just didn't have it in him to do anything different.
I think, as you're saying about the guard, the problem is the quarterback's not calling out who's blitzing.
Yeah.
It's the quarterback's job. This is one of the main parts of being a quarterback, is to call out who is the one who's blitzing. He is your pressure. You need to pick him up.
And he never knew.
He couldn't figure it out, so the guard doesn't know who he's blocking, then smashed. Yeah. It's gone before he even knows it. I think Goff made some weird decisions in that. Like the bit where he's running out to play, and you're seeing,
I think whacked,
Jackson, I think it was steaming down. Get down. Just get... You're going out to play for a loss anyway. Get your ass on the floor and do not take that. That's what.
Because early on, to be fair, I thought he'd done the same when he threw out of bounds. It was a clever play. I thought.
Yeah, there was one where it probably should have been grounding, and that would have been grounded in the end zone. So they didn't mention this, but I think there's a grounded in the end zone of safety.
It would have. I think they said Gurley was close enough. But it was.
I'm sorry. I've got Tom Brady. Tom Brady's the best grounder of all time, so I can get away with it. So I mean, I'm not criticising that.
Because Goff made some good decisions, like with some game management. The one where he was getting blitzed, so he just threw it at C.J. Anderson's legs. That's a good decision.
I mean, his back was bounced off his back.
Yeah, because that's a good decision to make that. The one where he's run out of bounds, but then also, like you say, he takes the sack to push them into a big field goal, and I know his airline still got it. Yeah. You can't take that sack. He had the one at the sidelines when he got himself absolutely levelled. He has the one when he goes on the bootleg, and then he just takes a sack for no reason, just because why not? Yeah. Again, I keep going back to it. It just looked like Belichick, Flores, and the Patriots defensive players and coaches just frazzled his mind to a point where by the end. He'd gone. You could see on the sideline his head, he was an absolute mess. And what do you do? You've got to keep him in the game. Obviously, you're not going to go to Sean Mannion, but his head was absolutely frazzled. And once that happens, once your quarterback's his head's gone, you've got no chance.
Yeah, I mean, we've been seeing this with Goff. Yeah, we've actually been seeing this since about December. After that November game with the Chiefs, we've been seeing him look frazzled and not look the same player. And
it's coincided with Gurley, hasn't it?
It's been since the more he's had to put the game in his hands.
Yes, exactly.
And it's not being Todd Gurley running them to death, and then he just has play action. Now, play action, you only usually have one read, as you say. It's one read, you hit it, or nothing else is usually there unless there's a breakdown in coverage. So he's looked frazzled when teams went, can you beat us?
Yeah.
And he struggled. I mean, let's not be honest here. If he hits that throw to Cooks in the end zone on the busted coverage when Patrick Chung was out injured, all game, but once he was gone, and you've seen Jason McCourtney running half the length of the field.
But even that's a bad throw, I thought.
That was a bad... That should have been lame zipped
wasn't
in.
It? Yeah.
That should have been zipped. That's the master Brady throw, that where he just zips it through everybody straight down the middle, and he kind of lobbed it.
You've got to make that throw, you've got to get that. It looked like the fact that the Patriots busted the coverage confused Goff, in that he waited that extra second, and because he should have had no chance. As soon as he sees his receiver go, you've got to throw that post.
Yeah.
Because the worst case is you overthrow him.
Yeah.
What he did was a late decision, and I think his head was frazzled, and it was a poor throw. And then, to be fair to him, he makes a good throw later on where I think Gilmore breaks up on Cooks in the end zone.
Yeah, where Gilmore and Harmon both hit him at the same time.
That's a nice throw.
And
he did make some good throws. There were some with absolute money throws, especially on late in the fourth quarter. I thought he made some really good ones, but they were when the play worked. Yeah. So when the play works, he's as good as you get. I think he is the ultimate. You talk about game managers, and Brady's the best game manager in the world. He's the best ever. But he's a bit... Brady, and again, I'm comparing apples to oranges, I'm comparing Goff to the best ever, but you see the difference of someone who, when it isn't there for him, knows what to do. You know, when Edelman, for example, got doubled, Brady took a shot to Hogan, and it didn't work, but it was the right decision.
That's the right decision.
He made the right decisions. Goff, when it wasn't there for him, didn't know what to do. Yeah, he could have been picked off a couple of times. There's a couple of dropped interceptions. He has the one, I think the Patriots player tips it. Yeah. Oh, that's a pick six, because it's going to go straight to the
it's going straight to Devin McCourty.
Because he's going to walk in. I just feel like, again, Goff's... But then you've got to hold him. You're a quarterback. You're the face of your franchise, one of them. You're the number one overall pick. It is on you. And I know he's a kid, and I know but you've got to...
Brady was 24 when he went down against the Rams and scored that touch and went on that drive. And now Brady didn't have a great game prior to that in that game. But it's like when it was money time in this game. It was fourth quarter. The Patriots were told, you need to go and get 2 scoring drives. And he did it. Yeah. And I think they did it with relative ease.
Yeah. The second one especially for the kick.
Yeah, I think the second one for the kick, let's say that needs to be a touchdown. I think they just walked out with a touchdown because they're absolutely carving them up at this point. Yeah. All the game plan was going.
It was 4th and inches, wasn't it? They probably could have just took it.
I think they would have went for that if it wasn't if it wasn't the situation was it doesn't just kick it and they're fucked. Yeah. Basically. Yeah. But yeah, I think Goff, I know he's 24, but this is his 3rd year.
Yeah.
This is his 3rd year. I know he's a young quarterback, but where's the progression? We've seen a bit of it, and he's got a great arm. But where's the in-game progression? Yeah. I think there's been the question of, is it Sean McVay or is it Jared Goff? It's Sean McVay. Yeah. I think it's quite clearly it's Sean McVay and Jared Goff without. Yeah. I think with any other offensive coordinator or coach, I think we'd see a different player.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think you're right, mate. I think he is what he is. I think let's go coaching, and I think it's clear for everyone who's listening or watching at home. Belichick just schooled McVay, and listen, there's no shame in that. McVay's not a bad. It doesn't mean McVay's a bad coach or he's a bottler or anything.
No,
he got out. You know, I think his defensive coordinator actually outplanned McDaniels and Brady.
Yeah,
and in the same way, Belichick and Flores just completely done a number on him. Again, I wonder what Gurley stuff. I do wonder what the issue was, whether he's not healthy, whether they just wanted to go big with CJ Anderson. I'm not sure it matters that much anyway.
I think their running game's mainly based on smoke and mirrors of getting you going wide.
That's what I'm saying.
Patriots were just going, no, we don't care if you're trying to spread. We're going to hit you down the middle.
Yeah.
Because we don't think you don't actually want to stretch.
And that was my next point was that I said on the preview show when we spoke last week, for the Rams to win, they need to get horizontal. They need sweeps and reverses, and they didn't really do any of that.
No.
And that's a state. They had Reynolds in the regular season doing those sweep motions. They've had
Todd Gurley doing not on a sweep. That's it.
They've had all this, and they just didn't go to it. So when they wanted to run the ball, it was pretty much zone down the middle, wasn't it? A couple of times Gurley gets the perimeter and gets first downs, but there was no bells and whistles. There was nothing where you think. The Rams, who are a very creative offense, they do tons of misdirection. The Patriots were ready for the misdirection, I understand that, but there wasn't anything different. All the way through, I was thinking, why hasn't Cooks ran the ball once? Why haven't they tried a toss to Reynolds? Why haven't they done just something to break this monotony of stop the run, get Goff in 3rd down, Goff incomplete? And it was the best player was Johnny Hekker. If it wasn't for Hekker, it could have been game over at half time. His punting was genuinely unbelievable, and so was the Patriots punter, by the way, but they were the best 2 players. I just felt like both offenses at times lacked the creativity. The difference is the talent level of the quarterback means that the Patriots didn't have to be as creative, where I still think McVay needed to help Goff out a little bit more, giving him the same plays. They're always in 11 personnel all the time. There's not much else, there's not much for him. It's Cook's open, maybe Woods will be open. Reynolds, not really, wasn't doing anything. I do feel like they lacked the imagination and creativity that the Philadelphia showed. At times you have to do it. You've got to, Philly specials or whatever you want to run. You've got to do something to break this. It was a little bit too easy for New England.
Yeah, I think the fact that they kept punting it on 4th down. Where was the Hekker pass? I was calling for it, even though I'm a Patriots fan, saying they're going to just give it to Hekker in a minute and just throw a pass, just to that special trick play to just kickstart your offense.
Yeah.
And I was waiting for them to pull that out all game. But as you said, even just a sweep to Cooks, like Cooks runs down, he's faster than anyone. Well, I mean, see McCourty run down the wall, maybe McCourty caught him, but I think that's just being optimistic in the time. But like, there was no creativity. And then the other thing is, I've always thought everyone else in the league loves a tight end. The Rams don't. The Rams don't seem really be that interested in throwing to the tight ends, but like, at least target them once. At least make us worry about Everett. Everett is quite quick, you know. Make us, or Higbee's a good, you know, high point the ball.
Everett got one target and didn't catch it. Yeah.
I mean, at least try these plays. At least try and create. I mean, the fact that Patriots threw to Hogan, even though he kept his fucking shit.
Yes, rubbish.
He's not going to be a Patriot anymore. Anyway, at least you'd have to defend them. You'd have to be at least aware of them. Yeah, you can't, because
even you guys, you had I think Patson that ran it a couple of times. They tried the dump pot. It didn't work, but they tried the quick strike to Edelman where it was literally a horizontal pass, pretty much. There was creativity happening where you were trying to create space. You were trying to get the Rams just a little beat off where they were, because they were dominating up front at times. You just didn't see any, and I just think for the talent the Rams have got, and they've got some talented players. Again, Goff was bad. It was an all-time bad performance. I want to state that. I don't think the play calling and the game plan helped him. Obviously, you go in Super Bowl and you have to be who you are. I understand that. You go in and you be who you are. But when what you are isn't working, what else have you got, guys? Have you got something you can do? Can you go big and just pound the ball? Well, no, they couldn't. Can you get creative? Can you the trick play? Have you got something where, I don't know, like you say, get the sweeps, the reverses, the tosses, flea flicker, anything?
Yeah.
Nothing. There was just absolutely, and they couldn't, because they couldn't protect Goff. So it's hard. I admit you can't do some of the plays you'd want to do when the quarterback isn't protected. But I still think there's no excuse for. And they do that motion quite a lot where they run a receiver behind, but they never give him the ball once. I don't think they just kept giving it to CJ Anderson. And
I think we said it. I mean, we on the preview show, if anyone actually watched that terrible Skype call, we said that if it's CJ Anderson running the ball straight at the Patriots, they're not going to have any luck.
No,
we're going to stop that quite quickly. Yep. And once that's done, that kills the play action game.
Yeah.
And once that play action game again, they needed to have something more creative. I've watched Patriots change. On the final two drives, what the Patriots done is we went jumbo. We kept Allen, Gronkowski, and Devlin in. Yet we passed it. Yeah. We kept passing it because we were like, well, we're going big. So you've got your big guys, but then we're going to trust that Edelman and Gronkowski, you're not going to be able to.
I love the play to Gronk when he faked that he was blocking.
Yeah, and then just
peels off. And the touchdown winning drive, it's the same play 3 times, but it's the same, but it's disguised differently. So it's out of different formations, but essentially it was Edelman down the middle, Gronk down the middle, run about out to the flat, and Brady can pick whatever one.
Whichever one you haven't quite got.
It was the exact same play 3 times, but it worked. And as soon as it worked the first time, and Tony Romo says it on commentary, and he says they're just going to go back to that.
Yeah,
they're going to just keep that.
Do it again. That's it. It was the same. We just moved them left to right, and then that's all we did to run the exact same routes, because that's the strength of those routes. Yeah. The strength of their routes is Edelman finds a soft spot in the middle. Gronkowski goes deep down the seam, and you have to figure out whether you want inside or outside coverage and where's your double coverage. And then if you drag enough people with them, then the flat's there for 5-6 yards. We'll take that all day.
Yeah.
And that's what the Patriots did. And just going jumbo meant that they had their big guys, so their big guys couldn't get out to the flat.
No,
they can't go up the seam with Gronk, even though he's like running in slow motion. They still can't go up the seam with him. And then what the other thing is they can't do is that was triple coverage by the end, that Gronkowski catch. And it's like, I've got the best hands in this game. You can't stop me if it's just about who's going to catch this ball. Yeah,
absolutely. And then obviously Michelle runs it in behind Devlin. We mentioned.
Yeah.
You mentioned, and you said the fullback will play a part. He definitely does.
Yeah.
It's an amazing block. Listen, they were probably going to score at some point. It was that close, but he absolutely did. And they did go old school a little bit, and they were happy to go old school because you just do whatever it takes to win. And I thought your point before was amazing when you said, 4 and 5 with Brady won them. Belichick won 6. So Brady didn't play well. I don't think he. No. It was a scramble. It might be his worst Super Bowl performance since the first one.
It's comfortably his worst
since the first one, at least.
He didn't play well at all. I mean, as we said, they had the defense to stop Brady.
Yeah.
The interior pressure with Sue and Donald, no one can stop it. And just because he wasn't getting sacked and it doesn't show up in the stat sheet, you look every time he's throwing at someone's in his face.
He didn't get sacked because he's so good at getting the ball out.
Because he throws it out with 2 seconds, and there's times where those plays he didn't let them develop because he knew if he waits any longer, He's got a sack fumble. Yeah. Sack fumble's always a risk when you're playing against the Donald. So he's just trying to get it out.
He did fumble one. He did fumble, didn't he?
He did, and luckily enough, Andrews got it. Yeah. And then same with them. I mean, Gilmore caused the fumble that rolled out of play, and it took like a year. It was devastating.
C.J. Anderson fumbled out. Yeah, it was. And I thought Brady, again, you look at the stats, he got sacked once. And we mentioned before he didn't play well, but I thought that's what he did do well. It was what Goff couldn't do. It was that
negative plays.
Yeah, no negative plays. Worst case is it's an incompletion.
Yeah.
He cut out the negatives. And again, I do feel bad because I'm comparing Goff to Brady, but you've got to because it was the same game. And it just shows the levels of that. I thought Brady, again, I thought his decision making at times was poor, but that stuff, I thought he was amazing at. I thought he was actually quite good in the pocket, at shifting in the pocket again.
Yeah.
Aaron Donald's unstoppable. There is nothing you can do to stop him. So you've got to do whatever you can just to make sure he doesn't ruin the game. Yeah. And if that means your performance suffers, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not letting him, like you say, strip sacks, fumble. I'm not getting hit by him. He's too big and strong. He'll kill me.
Yeah.
You know, at the one time when he threw Brady on he chokeslammed into the floor, that kind of thing. You don't want none of that. He stayed there, keep away from that.
I mean, you don't want none of that what fouled it to Sonny Michel, where he literally chokeslammed him by the face mask. No call. And then there was that weird call where I think it was Burkhead where they hit him and everyone's like, oh, the Patriots get all the calls. Like, did you not just see Michel get chokeslammed by his face mask?
Do you know what? The only bad call I thought there was the holding call on Sullivan. I thought that was a bad call, though, where Gurley gets the first down and they call a centre for holding. I don't think I've ever seen a centre call for holding in my life. I thought that was a pretty...
I didn't see the replay.
Yeah, I don't think it was a particularly great call, but again, it's
I heard it, but like at this point, so I was in where I'm staying, I couldn't do my accommodation, so I was in a massive dining room with like 70 people, and I'm just doing circles around it. I'm watching, but I'm doing nervous circles around it. So if the replays in that, I probably didn't see them.
I was just singing Maroon 5 songs after the spectacular.
Can we scrap the Super Bowl halftime show? No one's asked. No one's asked.
No, I thought that meeting was real. That was the highlight. I thought it was going to just take Maroon 5 out.
I didn't even watch it.
Yeah, it was horrendous. But let's sum up then. We've gone around there. We've covered, I think, the main plays, the main talking points. Again, if you're McVay and Goff, this stings. It really hurts. But you got to, you know, it hurt last year when they got knocked out the playoffs. You go again. You go again, and you hope that next time you get there, you've learned something from it. They probably will get there at some point again. You'd imagine the Rams, with or without Goff. I don't know. McVay should be.
I imagine McVay will get there
at some point, whether it's with Goff or someone else. But it was like I accustomed to, like, when sometimes you'll see a boxing match where the old school pro just keeps you at arm's length and jabs you and just beats the young hot shot because you can't touch him, you can't lay a finger. Yeah. A bit like Floyd Mayweather would do in a boxing match. He would just keep you at arm's length and he would win the tie. That's kind of what Belichick did. He messed with McVay's head. He ultimately schooled him, and like you say, this was a victory. I think Belichick will savour this one more than any of the others, because I think the others, he'd have hated the Atlanta one because he should never have been in that position. Obviously the comeback was great, but he'll hate the fact that his defence was getting absolutely smoked. The Giants ones, when he won't look back on them with fondness. Even before that, the early ones when his defence won them, I think he'd be made up. But I think this last one was almost like him saying, it wasn't Brady led, it was Bill Belichick led. I think this is his ultimate achievement, I think.
Yeah, I mean, to only score 13 points and win a Super Bowl, that's the ultimate coaching achievement.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. It's a coaching achievement.
Yeah.
Especially when... So, I've got a question for you. So, watching the Patriots defence between this year and last year, I was so excited this year of how much more creative we've got on defence. Yeah. A lot more blitz, and Patricia never liked to blitz.
Yeah.
What I want to ask you is, if you got the option now to swap Patricia to Brian Flores, would you?
If I was who?
If you were Lions.
Yeah, Patricia's awful. I wouldn't have any name, but...
I'm not saying he's awful. I mean, we won 2 Super Bowls.
I don't think... I've got nothing that makes me think he's a good head coach. I think his personality, for a start, is toxic, and I don't think that's ever a good thing. But this is the thing with the Patriots defensive coordinators, that my go-to reaction is to just credit Belichick.
Yeah.
I don't know how much... Brian Flores might be the best defensive coordinator of all time, and we might find that out. You know, when he goes to Miami, if Miami defense is amazing. But I'm inclined to go with Belichick and presume it's him, up until I'm proven wrong, and that's why I always thought. That's why I didn't like the Patricia hire in the first place. I thought it might be Belichick who's done that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what I would say is that I agree. I still don't think it's an amazingly talented defense. I think you've got Gilmore's a stud.
Yeah.
Hightower's a stud. And the rest of it is good.
McCourty's
McCourty
and Chung. I know Chung got injured.
McCourty's
studs. And then how excited was I when we signed Jason McCourty?
Yeah.
I've been banging the Jason McCourty drum since he was at the Titans. I was like, there's no one else watching how good he is, and he just doesn't get the credit because he's on bad teams. So, you know, as that text saying 2 McCourties are better than 1. Yes, they are. That was exactly what I wanted from them.
For sure.
But yeah, there's a lot of good players. There's not a lot of studs.
No, but that was a victory for coaching. It was getting Van Noy on the blitz. There was times when corners blitzing, safety blitzes. There was all kinds going on. It was just confusing Jared Goff, and it confused Sean McVay. It confused the offensive line who didn't know who they were meant to be blocking. I thought it was a really solid, no, solid's a bad word, it was an amazing coaching performance in that it was relentless and it kept changing. It was like they had 15 different options from the same. So I've got, there's 4 linebackers, who's coming now? Is it him? Is it him? Is it him? Is it him?
Oh no, it's the safety.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. It was that good.
Yeah.
I think the difference is, and why you can do that, is because you've got an elite cornerback. If you haven't got an elite level cornerback who can win the one-on-one matchup, that's always going to be there. Because when you start doing the blitzes and stuff, someone's got to be guarding someone one-on-one.
Zero blitz, one-on-one coverage.
Gilmore won it. Gilmore he got beat once, pretty much all game.
Yeah.
He was too good. And that was the difference, is that was never on for anyone. So it was mainly Cooks, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Who he was guarding. And the only time you've seen Cooks get any real joy was when he went to the other side. He went away from Gilmore. I thought Gilmore helps so much in that. If the Rams have an elite receiver, for example, like a big Julio Jones, you can't play that defense because they'll just throw to Julio Jones against Gilmore, and Jones will win that battle. But because the Rams personnel it's the quick strike time and offense, you're quite happy leaving Gilmore on an island with Woods or Cooks. You're not, you like that matchup.
Yeah.
And it was that's the first time. I think the year of Revis, he was quite good for you guys. Butler was okay-ish, but
my next point was going to be. People have criticised the Patriots for when we signed Gilmore and we paid him, and at the same time we were supposed to pay Butler.
You made the right decision.
And we didn't pay Butler because we thought he's scrappy, but give us the guy with size, length and ability. And even Buffalo Bills were apparently like, you paid Gilmore that? We were never going to pay him because they didn't rate him. They didn't realise what they had, and that's been the Patriots' strength. Yeah. They played against Gilmore and went, this guy's outstanding if you put him in the right situation. Yeah. And that's what we done. We signed Gilmore, and then obviously Butler, we kept him for next year, and he had a bad year, didn't play in the Super Bowl, and now he's.
I thought Gilmore might have been the MVP, to be honest.
That was my shout for MVP because I felt Edelman, a lot of what he did was in the first half,
and a lot of it was good. Don't get me wrong, but I think I go back to I think the Rams were quite happy for that to be the case.
I think the Rams were like, well, Edelman's not going to.
He's not going to kill us.
He's not going to beat.
Gronk can kill us, and Hogan can kill us.
Edelman might extend drives, but he's not going to score touchdowns.
Yeah.
So that was their defense was okay, but I think the fact that Gilmore, you can put him on the island, allows.
Did he get the interception?
Yeah,
it is.
In the that's what I said. The zero blitz bit was, why through that?
Yeah, he was off balance. He was falling over. It was a horrendous throw.
Yeah, it's just stupid.
So
fuck.
So that's another season in the book, and it ends again like most of them do with New England winning something. Six of 9 appearances, 6 wins, and there'll probably be 7 next year. We'll come back again, and 12 months time we'll go, why didn't we just do the show with the Patriots winning another one? Brady's going nowhere. Belichick's going nowhere. Gronk might be going somewhere we don't know. We'll see. To be a wrestler or. I don't think he'll be a wrestler. A drug fiend or something. I don't know. He's going to do something.
He would do something mad, but that's why I say wrestler is if he's injured as fuck now. Wrestling's not the way to go.
Yeah, for sure. Again, we'll be back. We'll carry on doing the shows over the summer. We'll come up with various topics. We always do. But that's another season in the books from me, Jen, and from Chris. Obviously, not here. Thanks for supporting us all year. Thanks for watching and listening to the show. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as we enjoy making it. Like I said, keep an eye on the channel because there's plenty more to come. But that's been our Super Bowl recap. Jenno, congratulations again. Until next time, see you all later. Ta-ra.